Hey guys, what's up? It's Katie and I'm back with another Marvel Contest of Champions video, and today I am going to be going over my initial thoughts on Terrax, and oh boy, I have got to say that I am disappointed. We've got another Herald of Galactus who is more hyped than good. To be honest, I wouldn't open any crystals for him or waste your time in arena for him unless you want him for a specific reason, which I'll get into in a minute. But if that's all that you were wondering, go ahead and stop watching right now. Okay, so I'm going to be going over some things with him, but not super in depth because, well, you'll see from this short version. So we've got Terrax here, and let's take a look at him. Now, he is immune to shock and bleed, so if you need those immunities, great. If not, okay. I really feel like he should be immune to poison. I don't understand why Kabam loves poisoning rocks. You know, first with Korg, then with Thing, and now with this Yahoo. I guess they just have a thing with poisoning rocks. He can't be power drained by metal champs, which is pretty cool because if you think about it, a lot of the metal champs do drain power, like the Visions and like Warlock. So I think this is a kind of cool mechanic. He does have some really cool synergies. So let's go ahead and take a look at them now. He does have a synergy with Silver Surfer, which when your rock field starts, he gains 1 indestructible charge, which we'll talk about later. And then he's got this one here with Red Hulk, which I really kind of like because basically what it does is Red Hulk consumes a heat charge and converts it into an armor break, which I think could be useful. Now he's got one with Phoenix here, which is interesting because it prevents her from overloading. Now, and the one with Mordo is pretty interesting as well because we all know any real way to get damage out of Mordo is charging your heavy to build up the Furies, but also in doing that, you can sometimes get punched in the face, right? So with the synergy with Terrax though, when you're charging your heavy with Mordo in order to gain your power and build your Furies, he evades, but there's a 25-second cooldown on this evade, and I kind of wish it was a 10-second cooldown. I think that would make it more beneficial, but hey. And then he's got one with Annihilus here, where Annihilus's Fury lasts 1 second longer. Now, I do plan on making a video of his synergies and going more in depth with them, but that'll come at a later date. So let's get back to his abilities. All right. Now, he can armor break with his rock field, but I feel like his rock field is kind of underwhelming. It's not like, at first I thought it was kind of going to be like Mephisto's aura, but it's not quite at that level. Now, it does deal energy damage, much like Mephisto's aura, but if you're going against a mob who takes less energy damage, it's not going to be useful. So it's going against someone like, you know, Dr. Voodoo, it's not going to be as useful. If you're going against a mob who takes extra energy damage, then yeah, sure, it's perfect. But I just feel like you have better energy damage dealing champs out there like Havoc and Magic. Now, he does do more damage the longer his rock field is active. So I do want to put that on. All right, so let's talk about his indestructible charges that he gets, right? Because that's kind of a cool mechanic, right? So he gets these indestructible charges, and it's kind of different. They're not like Killmongers, so you're not going to be able to eat a special 3. Now, I specifically asked Kabam why this was the case, and the response was if that was the case because of how frequently he can get those indestructible charges, you could basically ignore your enemy's power bar because he gets those indestructible charges so frequently. So you could just completely go ham and not ever have to worry about eating a special. Okay, and then let's talk about his power gain because it's kind of an interesting mechanic. I'm not really a fan of the way he gains power. When you use a special, it drains his power and it continues to drain it until it hits 0 and it activates the rock field. Now, he does have a power cosmic persistent charge, which is interesting. It's kind of, well, we'll talk about it here in a minute. Now, the power cosmic persistent charges is what he used to gain power. Now, some people may find this to be useful and interesting, and it is for sure something different. I'm not a big fan of it right now, but maybe in the future, people could find more useful ways for it. Okay, and then honestly, after playing around with this guy, I really can't think of a place that I would use him offensively. His damage is very underwhelming. So in this video, I compared him, he's a rank 3 Sig 200, with Diablo, who is also a 5-star rank 3, and a 550 Korg. So I brought them all to 200 hits exactly. Once I hit 200 hits, I ended the fight, and he falls somewhere between Korg and Diablo when it comes to damage level. And let's face it, that's not exactly where you want to be. So I found his damage to be very underwhelming. Now, the developer did tell me not to expect good damage from him offensively. And now with that being said, Terrax is for sure built for defense. I could see him being a pain in war because he does get the indestructible charges, and that could lead to timing out. Plus, with the rock field, you're gonna want to have to play around that. So, you know, as a tier 1 Alliance Ward boss, I could definitely see a good many people timing out on him. Also, if you're gonna want to use him for defense, you're going to want to have him awakened, because if Terrax, so if we go back here, if Terrax has 1 power cosmic at the start of the fight, he gains 2 and starts each fight with his rock field active and a percentage of his max power. So if you're gonna use him for defense, you're going to want to have him awakened. So so that you can get that extra power rate while blocking and attacking. Now, me personally, I'm not a fan of champs that are made strictly for defense because they get figured out quickly. They get figured out quickly. I mean, guys, think about it. Remember Havoc? Yeah, Warlock shreds him. Korg, Omega annihilates him. Now, he does have decent prestige. He is over 10-6, but that's not really groundbreaking anymore in the prestige race. I can't really think of a situation where Terrax is a top 5 counter for anything. That's just me. Maybe someone will find a better use for him, but I just can't as of right now. Now, so let's go over some pros and cons with Terrax. So the pros are that he is shock and bleed immune. He can't be power drained by metal champs. He does have some interesting synergies. He has armor break, which is always a good thing, right? He's good for defense with those indestructible charges. He's got decent prestige if you really care. And he does do energy damage, so there's that. Now let's look at some cons. He is very underwhelming offensively. I can't see any real utility other than immunities and maybe some synergies. The indestructible charges he gets are kind of useless offensively because if you're not going to eat a special 3, you know, what's kind of the point of them unless you slip up? I get that. And then also me personally, I find him very clunky to play. And to be honest, I'm not a big fan of clunky champs. I like a more smooth play style. So that being said, going over everything, how would I rate Terrax? Well, at this point in time, I am going to give him 2 candies out of 10 because I don't value strictly defensive champs. You might have a different opinion, and that's perfectly okay. Now, look, I'm not dissing Kabam at all because I understand that there needs to be a variety, and every champ is not meant to be, you know, OP or a Swiss Army knife, right? But man, I gotta say, March has been lackluster champion-wise. Hopefully April will be better. I mean, if Galactus actually comes to the contest, he's gonna be super upset with his 2 heralds. I mean, I'm just saying. But anyways, guys, that's all that I got. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Terrax? Are you highly disappointed in him? Do you think he should be more powerful? Do you like that he is made strictly for defense? Let me know in the comments below and let's discuss. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you guys liked what you saw and you want to see more, please remember to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and hit me up in the Discord chat. Thanks, guys. Bye.